I got a bucket of yuck story. Well, many buckets of yuck. What is wrong with people? Can you imagine? This is kind of like the disgusting neighbor next door. Like, I could probably ask for phone calls right now and ask people, you know what? I'm going to do that. Listen to the bucket of yuck story. And I'm not saying that you're going to call up and beat this story, but I mean, I'm sure we have people listening that have like miserable next door neighbor slob stories. Not a sob story, a slob story. But listen to this, a house with buckets of bathroom waste outside.
Oh.
Can you imagine that they're using like buckets, like big Home Depot 5-gallon paint buckets?
Just orange buckets stacked on top of each other full of poop?
I guess they had some plumbing problems inside, so they did it all in buckets.
Oh.
And this family had up to 30 buckets.
It's a lot of poop.
Of human just outside the house, just reeking up the neighborhood.
Where was this?
In Virginia, on
Where?
Celebrity Lane in Fishersville, Virginia. Can you imagine? Over 30 buckets of human waste on the ground. And the neighbors are like, they can't even go outside.
Oh.
They can't even open their windows. It's a health hazard. Yeah, where the hell is the health department in this particular community? Anyway, you know what? I'm gonna open up the phones here. I'm gonna see what time is it? 7:07. I've got time. Let's go to phones on this. So whether it's now or whether it was previously, have you had a neighbor? I mean, the slobs next door. What's the worst thing that a next door neighbor did? Give me a slob story. 800-990-1047. Just really, really bad, slovenly, slob-like neighbors. What would they do that would gross you out? Or what was just inconsiderate? Just terrible neighbor. Anybody got a story for me? Tell me about the neighbor next door and their disgusting habits. 800-990-1047 gets you in. That's the phone number, gets you right in. Let's see if we can scare up a couple of calls. So it could be currently. Oh, and if you want to remain anonymous, if you don't want to say your name or where you are and just tell the story about the slobby neighbor, have at it. 800-990-1047. So it could be a current neighbor or maybe it was something previously. Hey, maybe you had to move because of the slob neighbor. I don't know if it gets worse than a neighbor with 30 buckets of bathroom filth.
I mean, yeah, that's one of the worst situations I could ever imagine.
Yeah. All right. So come on. I know that there are people. Andrew screening calls now. I know there are people listening that have good slovenly, slob-like neighbor stories of just neighbors that were inconsiderate, grotesque. They were filthy. They, just did things that really, pissed you off. All right. Andrew's flooded now. So
I mean, the worst person in my neighborhood is me.
Yeah.
I'm the neighbor.
Yeah, let me put these calls on hold. Every line is ringing here, and Andrew. Oh, we got one on hold already? All right, we got Katie in Clearwater. She's screamed. Hello, Katie. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hi.
Hey, good morning, Katie. Do you have a bad neighbor story?
Yes.
What happened?
So I had a neighbor, and he was a hoarder. And my poor grandmother, who's in her 80s, couldn't open her window or her blinds because his carport was covered in stuff.
So it was just an eyesore, but did it smell or was it just...
Once in a while, yeah, you could smell pot.
Oh, so they were smoking... so it was a hoarder that was also a cannabis smoker.
Yeah.
All right, but it was an eyesore. Your grandmother did not want to open up the windows because she would have to look out of her house, and it was just a disgusting, like a trash heap in this guy's driveway.
Yes, and in the house.
Oh, so it was a total hoarder house. So the house was like a disgusting mess as well.
Yes.
So what eventually happened?
They were kicked out of the house because he didn't pay rent.
All right, so the hoarder was kicked out.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Those are nightmares. So some of the landlords out there, when they have to kick a hoarder out,
Worst.
oh, my God, they
Yeah.
got to bring dumpsters in and everything. And,
Yeah, it took them 3 weeks just to empty out the house.
oh, my God. You got to call early bird dumpsters.
Well, we will now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Great dumpster. If you need a dumpster, call early bird dumpsters. They'll drop it right off and pick it up. All right, Katie, thanks for the call.
All right, thanks.
All right, Lulu in Elfers. It's been a spell since I've been up to Elfers, Fester. What about you?
You know what? I don't make it up there nearly as often as I'd like.
Yeah, you're not missing anything.
Okay, all right. Lulu, what's your bad neighbor story?
I had some druggies that lived in this trailer, and they put 3 toilets out behind their trailer.
Oh.
And the little druggies would come and use the toilet in broad daylight.
So they would go outside to use the toilet, and obviously the toilets were not connected to anything. So whatever was deposited in the toilet just sat there.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
my.
I was kind of hidden with a private driveway behind this really nasty trailer park, and they were the bane of my existence for years.
And what happened to the druggies with the outdoor toilets?
Eventually the cops, busted the house, and the trailer was smashed and destroyed, and they were gone from the neighborhood.
Right. Did any of them OD?
Oh, yeah. I think they had a couple of them a couple times throughout the years. Yeah.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
It was-
What were they? Were they a bunch of meth heads?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking Elfers.
Yeah.
Elfers.
Yeah.
That reeks of meth heads. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Thank you, Lululemon.
Thank you,
You
Lulu.
have a good day.
You have a good day.
In Elfers.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. How about Alberto in Tampa? All right. Bad neighbors. Alberto, what did a neighbor do to you?
Hi, MJ. How you guys doing? I'm Alberto from Rice Gourmet House.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
Alberto.
got you and Michelle last time, too, so probably she remembers me, too. But anyway,
Well, yeah, we know you. Every time we go to Wright's,
Exactly, yep.
among our South Tampa sandwich stops, of course, there's Barrow's Gourmet Sandwich. There's Mickey's Subs.
All right, there's a lot of sandwich shops in South Tampa.
And Fester, shut
No,
up!
you
I'm
don't
trying
have to
to
shout out everyone. He's from Wrights.
So Alberto works at Wright's Gourmet, deli sandwich shop, and when we pop in there, Alberto always says hello to us.
Oh, I can hear them.
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
Among our South Tampa.
Yeah, Alberto, go ahead.
Sounds like
Alberto, turn your radio down.
it sounds like your cell phone's in a big
Yeah, I just
thing of.
couldn't hear you for a second. I was trying to keep up. Okay, yes, I can hear you.
All right, so what happened with the neighbor?
Oh, well, just bad neighbors in general that don't pick up after their pets. I had a couple of those around, so I have become like reinforcement, reinforcement type of neighbor when it comes to those things. You just gotta be like, hey, bro, pick up your, after your pet, grab it back.
Yeah, the pets are all pooping in your yard. You step
I
in
know
it.
you had
Yeah,
a situation like that. I saw your video.
yeah.
So, Alberto, somebody told me recently to sprinkle
Stop.
cayenne pepper on the grass and sidewalk in front of your house.
Oh, really?
And the dog doesn't want to stop.
Oh man, I gotta get I gotta get a 50-pound bag.
That was it.
Yeah.
Because after you said you had the phantom pooper in
Oh,
your
yeah,
neighborhood,
yeah.
MJ, somebody called in or sent me
Yeah.
a text, sprinkle cayenne pepper. It's not poisonous, but it's like pepper spray for dogs.
Alberto, thanks for calling, buddy. We'll see you soon. I gotta go to Restaurant Depot and see if they have a big 50-pound bag of cayenne pepper. Yeah, I got a little dog issue on one part of my lawn where all the dogs like them. My lawn's all screwed over there. Paige, St. Pete, paging Paige. Paige, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
All right. So when I lived in Lakeland, which is about 4 years ago, we moved in this beautiful house with a pool, and our next door neighbor had about 70 cats and dogs and farm animals inside their home and outside the home. And you could not even go outside to swim because the smell of cat urine and farm animals was so horrible.
Oh, that's disgusting. All right, thank you, Paige.
Thank you.
Oh, God. So if you're just tuning in, we just had a story about people up in, Virginia, and I guess the toilets don't work in their house, and they've got 30 buckets of...
They don't move the buckets. They don't take it. They don't
Yeah.
try to-
They're just filling the buckets up inside the house, and they're just putting them outside in the yard, and the neighbors are going freaking nuts. So that's why I said, hey, let's take some phone calls on really, really bad neighbors.
Did you like the video? Want more? Go ahead and click all this like, share, subscribe,